going to talk about some operations. So we're going to add some vocabulary that hopefully we know. Cameron, do you have your packet? Pull it out for me. A lot of it's vocabulary. Hopefully it's not new. All right, so we're going to write the following expressions in algebraic form. So the quotient of z and 9. So quotient means what operation? Division. So the quotient of z and 9. So we would say z divided by 9. We're going to write it as a fraction because from now on, that's mostly how we're going to see division. We don't have an equal sign because it's an expression, so we're just saying we know what it's going to look like, but it's not equal to anything yet. All right, number 2, the total of n and 40. So typically, you see total when you go to the store or at a restaurant, your total is $25. What have they done to get that $25? Add them all up, so the total of n and 40, so we would say n plus 40. All right, number 3, the sum of h and m. Sum means what operation? Addition, so h plus m. Number 4, x divided by 5. That one is super straightforward. So we are going to write it as a fraction. We'll say x divided by 5. If we were solving an equation and we were trying to get rid of that fraction, what would we do? Times it by 5. Good. All right. The difference of h and 7. Difference means subtraction. So we would say h minus 7. All right, 23 less than p. Subtraction, so would the 23 come first or p? P, good. Wonderful. Try number 7. What does product mean? Multiplication. How do we write multiplication? 2g. You could also say 2 parentheses g. Does order matter? Not even a little bit.
Doesn't it matter with 2g though? Like the numbers?
Yes, that's how we typically write it, but technically the operation itself, it doesn't matter the order. It looks weird as G2. Looks like it's going to be code for something. Yeah. All right, number 8, 77 plus twice v. What does that plus tell me? That it's positive. What operation? Addition. So we would have 77 plus twice v. What does that mean? 2v. How do you know it's multiplication? Because twice is double. Could we write it a different way?
You could do it as 77 plus v.
You could. Makes it super complicated. All right, do number 9 and 10 by yourself. Nine and 10. All right, turn and check with a friend. See if you got the same thing. David, did you check with a friend? Did you check with another friend? You're kind of in the middle, unfortunately. All if you think you got number 9, raise your hand. Yeah, check with a friend. Should be pretty fun. All right, anybody want to volunteer number 9? David, what you got? 9 plus C. All right, and volunteer for number 10. Somebody brave. Kaylee, what you got? B minus 4. Easy peasy. All right, number 11, probably as complicated as it's going to get. 2 times the quantity of R increased by 12. Typically, it's going to tell you in the order that we want to write it. Typically. What would 2 times, what does that mean? 2 times means multiplication, the quantity of R, so 2 times R, increase. What operation would increase be? Plus, and then we got 12. Alright, so 2R plus 12.
Wait, but is it the quantity of all increased by 12? Wouldn't that be 2 parentheses, all plus 12?
I don't know, because I read it as 2 times the quantity of R, comma, increased by 12.
I see it as 2 times the quantity of all increased by 12.
2 times the quantity
There's no
of R.
comma.
You're right.
Who is it?
I don't know what we're expecting the answer to be there. I'll have to ask when I get back to you. I see what you're saying. Alright. So using those little phrases, let's see if we can come up with some lists for addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division in words. So go ahead and go through your 1 and 11 and go ahead and fill in where you have addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And then if you have any more, go ahead and add them to the list. We'll do it together, but see if you can come up with the list by yourself. So where we wrote a plus, what word did we use to say plus? So like in this first one, it says the quotient of Z and 9. Well, we know that's division, so I'm going to put quotient under division. And see if you can do the rest. Alright, so just from those examples at the top, under addition, we should have sum, total, plus, more than, increased. Anything else we know how to describe addition? Added. What? Given? Not really. Anything else? We might come up with more later. Alright, subtraction from up above, we should have difference less than minus. We had increase for addition, so I add decrease for subtraction. What else did we have for subtraction? Subtracted, using the actual word. Anything else? Taken away. Take away. Because we don't really say for addition 3 given 4. Like,
You give 4 to 3, what do you get? 7.
if you want to put that, you can, but I'm not going to put given for addition. All right, multiplication, product times multiplied. Anything else? Good. What do you say, Arden? Twice, triple, quadruple. Good. Okay. All right, what about division? Quotient divided. Fraction.
Also, like, half.
Good. Good. As we think of more, we can always add to this list. Thank you very much. Alright, so let's look at some examples. We're going to write the equation in words, and then we're going to practice solving some. So we're still using that skill. We want to get really, really good at solving before we move on to the next unit. Alright, so number 1, the directions tell me to write each phrase as an algebraic equation, then solve. So number 1, the sum of 12 and a number is -4. So one thing we didn't talk about, because we were writing expressions earlier, this is tells me when my equal is going to show up. So when it is -4, I know that it's going to equal -4. So using our words, the sum means which operation? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Addition of 12 and a number. If it's a number, do we know what that number is yet? You can put n for number, you can put x for variable, whatever you want. Alright, sum. Does it matter the order? No. So we can just write it as 12 plus n equals -4. We can also write it as n plus 12. It does not matter. And if we're solving, I have to get n by itself. How do I get rid of that 12? Subtract. How do you know we subtract? Because it's a positive. Even though it doesn't have a plus 12? Yeah. Alright, so we find that n is -16. Alright, so number 2, we got half of a number is 11. So we got that is 11. So it's going to equal 11. Half is 1 over 2.5 of a number. A number we can say is x. What do we know about of? What operation is there? Half of a number. Where do we put of? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division? We put it under multiplication. So we're going to have half times x equals 11. This looks like an equation that we've done before. It's a 1 over, because it's 1 over 2. How do we get rid of the fraction?
Multiply by 2.
We multiply both sides by 2.
And then also, I have another thing for addition.
Okay?
Combine more. Combine 2.
That works. All right. Half of a number. What if we said the number is x and we're halving that number? What if we said x divided by 2? Does that work? Yeah, I think so. We're taking a number and dividing it by 2. That's what halving means. So if we solve it, we're still multiplying both sides by 2. And so x is 22. All right. All right, so flip it. Two times a number plus 4 is 22. So we're going to have 2 times a number. So 2 times the multiplication times the number plus 4 is, that's equals 22. So this one is basically just reading the expression straight to us. We just have to put in numbers and symbols. So 2 times a number, so 2x plus 4 equals 22. To solve, we undo our order of operations, so we get rid of our addition and subtraction first. We've got plus 4. So some of you on your quizzes, for some crazy reason, you went ahead and added 2x plus 4 and said 6. Why can we not do that? 2x and 4 have the same stuff. Are they both x's? No. So we can't combine them. We have to leave it like this. All right, so we've got to get rid of the 4 first. We'll subtract 4 from both sides. And then what? Divide by 2. Remember to do it to both sides. 18 divided by 2 is 9. Question? That's what it is. All right, so number 4, 8 is, so now we're starting with our number equals 4 times the number after you take away 3. So that after tells you there's a specific order that has to take place. Yes.
It's going to be 8 minus 8 equals 4 times the number, because you can read it as like 8 equals 4 times the number, but only after you take away 2. You know what I'm saying?
Say that one more time.
Like you could, they couldn't be read as 8 minus 3 equals 4.
From 8? would your equation be? I understand, but really it's saying this is on one side of the equals and this is on the right. So that is dividing this side of the equals and this side.
Yeah,
but it's still no. Yes, but no. Because it's still this side of the equals and this side. So it is kind of divisive. Alright, so 8 is 4 times a number, so we know we got multiplication. After you take away 3. So we would have to do 4x first and then subtract 3. I'm sorry. Nope. So we're taking away 3 from the number. I'm sorry.
Wait, so it goes directly to the number?
Yes. Yes. So it's telling you 4 times a number, but before we can multiply by that number, we have to take away 3. I'm going to white out my squiggles. It's less confusing. So that takeaway means subtraction. Alright, so from here, we've really got 2 options to solve. We've got a 4 in front. What could we do? Option 1 is distribute. That's good. If you're really comfortable with that, do that. What's the second option we could do here? Four times something. Could we get rid of the 4? We could divide it out, and then we're dealing with just a one-step equation after that. I don't care which way you do. I think we're mostly comfortable with distributing, so we'll stick with that. So we distribute 4 times that. 4 times negative 3. My x and negative 3 do not combine in the parentheses because one is an x and one is not. If you've got 8 equals 4x minus 12, go ahead and simplify there. Solve for me by yourself without help. Show me work so I know exactly what you did. Subtraction first. Do we have addition or subtraction? 4x minus 12. We have subtraction. How do we undo subtraction? Addition. So add 12 to both sides. 20 equals 4x. Divide both sides by 4. We find that x is 5. Alright, so that after you take away 3 implies that order matters. You're going to have to do something different than just reading it straight from left to right and writing an equation. So just be careful with those. Number 5 says 5 times a number less 2 is equal to 2 times that same number and 10. So they say that same number, so you use the same variable. So you're going to say 5 times a number less 2, since it doesn't specify with a comma or after you do this or anything like that, we just write it straight as we read it. So 5 times a number less 2 is equal to 2x. Yep. Good. Are your variables on the same side of the equals or opposite?
No.
Wasn't my question.
No.
Are you on the same side or not? No, they are not on the same side. All right, so 5x is on the left and 2x is on the right. How do I combine them? How do I move something across the equals? Yep. So I like to think about it in terms of couches. We would subtract 2x from both sides. I'd much rather move 2 couches than 5 couches. What? And now it makes it worse. You get negative couches early. All right. So here, what we want it to cancel out. Here, it doesn't cancel out, so we know that we're going to get a solution. So 5x minus 2x, I write my x's together so I know that they combine. 5x minus 2x is 3x. And it equals 10. 3x minus 2 equals 10. I'm going to add 2 to both sides because I undo addition and subtraction first. And then I get 3x equals 12, divide both sides by 3. So I find that x equals 4. Alright, we're going to look at 2 more about equations. We talked about equations a little bit last week. I told you that anytime you need an equation, it will be given. Well, here you go. They're given in parentheses at the end. Alright, if the area of a triangle is 25 meters squared, find its height if its base is 10 meters. Area equals 1/2 base times height. Alright, so if we use this equation, the area is what? 25 meters squared. We'll say 25 meters squared equals, we keep the 1/2. Do we know the base?
Yes.
What is it? 10 meters. And do we know the height?
No.
Nope. So since 1/2 times base times height is all multiplication, when I insert or substitute in my values, I put in parentheses just so I can follow my order of operations. Just so I know it's multiplication, just so I don't have random numbers touching each other. And I don't really know which one goes where. Alright, so if I have a 1/2 of 10 times the height, can I combine 1/2 and 10? What is 1/2 of 10? 5. I'm going to drop my units for now, just so I don't have extra variables in there. Divide both sides by 5. And h is 5. Is that my final answer?
Yes.
It's mostly
Oh,
right.
you got to add meters.
Yes, you do have to add meters. Now it is complete. All right, last one for today. The area of a trapezoid is 40 centimeters squared. If base 1 is 6 centimeters and base 2 is 4 centimeters, find the height. All right, so they give me the equation. The area is 40. So I've got 40 equals my 1/2. Keeping my parentheses, base 1 was 6. Base 2 was 4, so I've got parentheses 6 plus 4, and I'm finding the height, so I leave height as h the variable. You got 2 options. We can get rid of the fraction, or we can follow order of operations. Get rid of the fraction. So how do we get rid of the half? We could distribute the 1/2 in, have 1/2 times 6 plus 1/2 times 4. We could get rid of it altogether. It's a 1 over. How do we get rid of a 1 over? Multiply by 2. So I would multiply by 2 if I were doing it that way. We can also get rid of it simply by simplifying the right side. 6 plus 4 is 10. What is half of 10? 5. You've got lots of options. Remember, you can do anything you want as long as you do it to both sides. That's the key, is do it to both sides. Might be crazy, but at least it will be balanced and equal. 40 equals 5/8. How do I get 8? Divide by 5. Make sure you got your units with your height, 8 centimeters. And there you go.